So I think that this whole concept and idea that everything is holy, well, everything is holy because at the end of the day, it's all, if you actually look under a microscope, like everything's vibrating particles. So if the creator, source, spirit, whatever the fuck you want to call it, I'm sorry, but it created tequila. Tequila's holy, my friend. The same
it created butt plugs.
Yes, like, so a tequila and butt plugging is a very spiritual experience in my eyes.
Is that the name of our podcast today? Tequila and butt plugs. Welcome to the spiritual experience.
Everything is holy.
Everything is
including
holy.
Including.
We're back.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast.
No one's letting you forget in the club. That is for fucking sure.
Are you in lots and lots of pain? How bad is the pain? Fuck you fucking asshat.
Having fun dancing in the floor.
Number one, why am I calling you? Number two, you ruined everything.
Oh, so good. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. We don't know what episode is this for? I think it's episode 4. Let's hope so.
Yeah.
Wherever you are in space and time, welcome to the podcast. Wherever we are in space and time, well, we're happy to be here.
We are fully unhinged today.
So unhinged.
It's a Monday. We've gone full
Monday.
Unhinged.
Yep.
Oh, shit. I'm so excited for today. Yeah, Kelsey and I are backing off so it's a Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Kelsey and I went, what the fuck? I'm on Do Not Disturb. That was you.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I'm on Do Not Disturb too.
Uni.
Oh.
Oh, maybe it actually is me. Maybe it's my lawyer. Anyways, it's probably my lawyer. Okay. My divorce lawyer. Okay. So Kelsey and I are backing off of a very spicy Saturday night. We went out for dinner. Mm-hmm. We had spicy margarita date. So we had spicy margs. We watched a like super sexy show called Nasty.
Oh God, it was so hot.
So on fire. It's those shows that actually make me question. I'm like, am I bi? Like, I don't know. Because when I watch shows like that, I'm like, women are so fucking on fire.
They're so hot. Like,
so on fire.
I mean, I love women. So, I mean, I date men and women. So it's a wonderful thing to go to a show like that, because I think I fell in love like 3 times that night. I'm like, okay, maybe not in love, but definitely in lust.
Lovish.
Lovish.
Hey, after 3 spicy margaritas, you could have been in love.
Yeah, it's looking like love.
The filter's on. Mm-hmm. You look immaculate. There are no red flags here. The tequila filter. Yeah, I mean, we had a banger of a night. So we went.
We did.
Anyways, we had a banger of a night. We went to the show. We went back out for another drink. We went back to Celebrities. For anybody local in Vancouver, we went there and had a fucking banging night. It was
dance
like
party.
Yes,
yeah.
It was a gay DJ. We had like full blown fucking dance party. I mean,
Tequila shots at 2 a.m.
I got home at like 2:45. I don't even know what time I got home.
Well, I got home around 2:45, so you probably got home a little bit later, because I live a lot closer than you do.
And the best part is we took one of our clients out.
This is the unhinged experience. You know, we've been kind of seeding this for a few weeks, just the two of us, of like what that's going to look like when we have these Club Unhinged experiences where we go to other cities and we get to play and we get to have fun, and we do that with, you know, the one-to-one clientele or like the higher level masterminds. And we got a little snapshot of that this weekend, and it was so fucking fun. Like, just the best time. The best time.
I mean, she's so on fire. And I think as well, like, just seeing that real time playfulness that we all have, you know, and this sort of leads us into our topic of today, which is, I mean, I don't really know how to say this, but it's like
everything is
tequila,
spiritual.
Everything is spiritual. Everything is fucking spiritual. Tequila at 2 a.m. is spiritual. Sucking dick is spiritual. Like, getting laid is spiritual. Swearing is spiritual.
Fucked in the ass is spiritual.
Oh, you went there. Treat yourself.
Treat yourself. Scrubbing your toilet is spiritual.
Spiritual.
Taking the garbage to the dump is spiritual. All of it is spiritual.
Yeah.
And
I think our clients seeing us in that like zone, just to finish that thought, I think our clients seeing us in that like totally unhinged, dancing at the gay bar till fucking 2:45, like being so drunk off tequila and having a tequila shot together and just being like, woo! Like, like we had guac and chips at like 12:45. I'm like, that's spiritual. Like my tummy says, "Mom, yum yum yum." Like I want it. Like it's just.
Put it in my mouth.
Put it in my mouth. Put the guac in my mouth. Put that avocado dip right in there. But I think that's the thing is that like we were just having so much fun. And I think it was actually kind of fun because I think that a lot of these, like the sort of teacher guru era of like, look at me on the pedestal and I am only meditating and doing all the things and I'm a clean and I'm all the things. Like, I think that's a very prevalent. Well, it's definitely been prevalent in the last little while, but I think that sort of idea of I'm over here and you're over here and you're learning from me, and it's like us being in that really open, raw, unfiltered, uncensored place. And of course, I'm not saying there aren't boundaries and certain things that,
of course,
and we're not going to go full blown blackout
sex party.
Walls. Yeah, and we're also not going to like share probably certain some things, but I think actually going out and being able to have fun and being silly and playful was actually really cool because it brings that like humanness. Like we're all human. Every single teacher, mentor, person that you look up to, author, guide, whatever you want to fucking call them, like everyone has their darkness, everyone has their shit, everyone has their contrast. And then so I think the more we can have these conversations about the reality of life and what goes on behind the scenes, the backdoor pass, as you and I are going to build.
We love a good backdoor pass.
A little backdoor pass is like so fun to highlight and to show. And I think that's Kelsey and I were like, what do we want to talk about today? And I was like, let's talk about what's relevant. That you and I were kind of hungover today. That I had to parent two kids, that we watched a lot of TV and we ate like canned soup. Like, there's a point I'm like, do I DoorDash or do I eat canned soup? I eat fucking canned soup. Like, I was
made
totally
soup.
Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we were texting last night and I was like, okay, it's 6:00 and I'm just having my first bite of food and it's literally pasta with butter. Because I can't.
So good.
Oh God, it was so good. But like the whole day, I just couldn't even fathom the idea of food. And then my body was like, okay, let's make some soup. And while the soup was cooking, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to eat this pasta that's supposed to go in the soup. I'm not going to put it in the soup. I'm just going to have it on its own and put some butter on it. Let that be my reintroduction to food today. Because up until then, like, I was like, I just need to fucking pound water. Like, this Stanley, it's like 1.5 liters, and I think I drank 2 of these plus my sparkle water plus my chai tea plus my just plain tea. Like there was a lot of liquids that needed to be replenished after this party evening on Saturday night because we didn't drink really any water all night, which was a rookie mistake.
You can tell that's how often we go out.
Yeah, exactly. Like old school me is like crushing a drink and a glass of water, like a 1-to-1 ratio. And I wake up fine the next day. But, we're a little out of practice when it comes to ripping it up and partying, which also just goes to show like it needs to be more of a reality. Because not that we want to do it every single weekend, but like we can't go that long without letting loose. And I love what you said about every teacher that we see out in the world also has the back end of their life. And a lot of the times what I've seen in this industry is very contrasting personalities in the sense of like who they are on stage is not who they are off stage. And they keep a lot of the shit that they do in the shadows. So like it's far from their public persona. Like they have this very like puritanical almost energy around it. Like that's really what this industry has become, is like this puritanical belief like repurposed, where you have to be so pure and just love and light. And I'm like, fuck that, let's get in the fucking dirt. Like that's not real life. And I don't resonate with it. at all.
Yeah. Well, it's like trying to, and I love that you're going on this. I can feel like the channeling tangent about to come on, just a whisper here, but it's like the human, like I think, and I'm only calling this out because I fucking did it for a very long time. It's like there was a part of me for many years when I was first in the spiritual world where I was trying to like abort and exit and exile myself out of the human experience.
Right.
I just wanted to live in the love and the light. I wanted to live in the forgiveness for all and unicorns. And like, I everything happens for a reason. And again, I'm not like making fun of anyone because I'm calling myself out fully because I was just like fully in that. Did I don't know, should I talk with my hands? Like, my hands are just like...
Yeah, we're very animated, you and I.
I'm very animated. I just realized I just like caught myself in the video and I'm like, what am I fucking doing? But it's the human experience that like our soul came here. I truly believe our soul chose this experience. It chose our bodies. It chose our culture. It chose like our race. It chose our families. It chose everything for a very unique and specific reason. And I think that the reason we have experienced a lot of pain is because so often we're trying to exit out of the human experience and we're trying to live back in spiritual form, which again, I'm not saying like, I think there's a beautiful bridge between that. But I think that when we're constantly trying to be so, live so purely where it almost become, and I'm all about it. Like I'm into healthy practices and everything like that. Yeah. Like I work out, I drink water, I sleep and all the things. But I think when we're trying to be so pure that there's a rigidity to it and there's this almost like militant sort of,
judgment.
Judgment and self-judgment and self-criticism and shaming of like, if I don't do these things or, if I don't cold plunge and then meditate and, have my practices, there's almost this belief that I'm not going to be spiritual or I'm not going to be high vibrational and I'm not going to be, and I'm like, no. Like the things that you love, and again, this is nuanced, of course, but the things that you love are the things that light you up, that are the things that actually raise your vibration. So for me, having a spicy margarita, I'm obsessed with. Like I could sit there and be like, this is so immaculate. I'm enjoying every fucking sip. And I think that this also comes down to the intention behind the thing that you're doing. So if I'm sitting there crushing tequila because I need to, get away from my kids or I need to
avoid your life,
avoid my life. I had a hard day, then that's a very different intention. But when you're coming, whatever it is that you love, whether it's sexy dance or whether it's having a drink out or whether it's going wild and like laughing and getting a limo home at 3:00, whatever it looks like for you, right? But those things are spiritual and they're sacred and they're holy. And that's why we're having this conversation, because it wasn't until there was that permission slip to really lean into my human experience that life really started turning around, because I was making everything wrong. I kept being like, the part of me who wants to go out and have a fun night out with friends, I'm not harming anybody. I'm not harming myself. Like I feel very fun and this feels very clean. And so like, that is a really, like Kelsey and I were laughing. I said, I feel a bit hungover today. Like I don't feel 100%. I can still parent. I can still be I can still do all these things. And I had so much fun that the payoff for me was so worth it. Because I wouldn't give up that experience because would I do it all the time? No. But it was just really nice to let loose and it was nice to have fun, and it wasn't coming from like a dark place of like, I need to escapism, right? It was just like, I want to have fun. So I love this, I think that this idea that we need spirituality looks like purity and holiness, holier than now. And like, let's fully embrace this human experience, because guess what? If we come down here and we're just trying to be up here all the time and not do anything, but like, I mean, that's not like, the journey is the journey. It's full of twists and turns and ups and downs. And I think landing in the body and not trying to escape the human experience. Like if you're listening right now and you're like, oh man, I've been doing that. Like I'm rigid. And if I don't do my practice, then I'm concerned I'm going to be drop vibrationally, or I'm going to, not manifest or whatever it is. It's like, no, it's the opposite. Like sink into the full spectrum of the human experience, because we came here to touch and taste and smell and to experience because up in spirit form, we're not doing that. We're not crushing an ice cream sundae. We're not going and like drinking a spicy margarita. It's just, we're in that form. And so I think when we can lean into that and just really like, just really juicify and be in this juicy human experience with all the highs and all the lows, and the more we can give ourselves permission for that and to like lean into what are your interests and what do you actually love, and you know, is your lifestyle and the way you eat and the way you operate, like, does it feel really good? Does it feel in flow? Does it feel easy? Does it feel lighter? Or is there controlled pieces? And to look at that, because I know for me, I was like doing the things that other people did, that I was watching mentors and gurus and all the things doing them, but it wasn't landing for me. It wasn't, it didn't, like my life wasn't in flow. I felt like I was constantly in resistance and fighting, and like it just didn't land. So it's not a one size fits all experience. It's like, what do you love and what lights you up, and keep following that, because that is part of your high vibrational living state.
I mean, one of my policies in life is if it feels good, do it.
Right.
And a lot of people will misunderstand me saying that because they think it means doing things immediate gratification. And I'm not
harming others or whatever.
And harming others or like harming myself. And that's really not what it means at all. Like if it feels good, do it. Oftentimes I'll be thinking like 5 steps down the road, if I'm about to do what I'm about to do, what is going to be the ripple impact down the road? Yeah, it might feel good now, but is it still going to feel good 5 steps down the road? And that informs how I make my moves and what I do with my life. And also there are nights like this one where it felt good to just go out, rip it up, just let loose. And yeah, the next day was a bit of a dumpster fire, and that also was necessary because I'm someone who goes a million miles a minute. Like I move really fast in my life, and I don't usually have a lot of days that are just like slow and sticky and where I don't do anything. I can do like nothing for a few hours and then I'm fucking bored and I'm like, I need to create something. And then I'm off, you know, buzzing as my manifesting generator self. And yesterday was a full gear down, and I haven't had a full gear down day in a very, 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 very long time. And it was so good. It was so necessary. And, you know, would I want to be doing that every weekend? No, because that would, you know, the cost of that would be more than what I would gain from it. But every once in a while, it's soul food. Like it felt so nourishing to just let myself be messy and like have a full messy day yesterday. And like, I don't think I got dressed until like 5 o'clock last night. And the only reason I got dressed is because I'm like, I'm going to make this soup, and cooking with my robe on is just going to make me so angry because like the sleeves of it are going to like get on the fucking cutting board or like get in the saucepan or whatever the fuck I'm doing. And that's going to annoy me. So I'm going to actually like put a shirt on and cook.
No pants.
No pants. No pants. Fuck that. No pants. But a shirt. Yes. I put a t-shirt on and did some cooking. And then I was like, okay, time to have a shower and back into my robe. Like
100%.
it was like, I'm not getting dressed today. I'm not leaving the house. Like, I'm just going to, and it was the perfect day to do it too, because it was so moody and kind of rainy and overcast. And I'm like, I'm just going to rock up to my couch. And I did a writing class in the morning, which I'm surprised there was even like a usable line that came through me in that class, but it happened. And then the rest of the day, I'm just watching movies or watching TikToks and having a great fucking time. And it was a little bit of a throwback to like my 20-year-old self. I'm like, oh, I remember this feeling. And I remember like other stages of my life where this was just my go-to, not even just on the weekends, but like this is just how I was operating for a period of time of like going out almost every night of the week. And to be able to sit with that, like almost that recollection through the somatic experience of how I was feeling yesterday, and then just love on those past versions of myself and be like, yeah, like this was a familiar chapter. And like we've shifted since then, and like we've grown and things are different. But it's also really nice to be able to look back on those versions and hold them with grace. And, you know, love on all of those other iterations of me. And so yesterday, because I was in such a gear down, it gave me an opportunity to reflect on all of that, which felt really beautiful, to sit with those younger versions of myself and, just be able to actually relax and gear down and have a very chaotic day in terms of like how I would normally run a day and how I would normally like feed myself or all those things. And sometimes I just need that shift in gear to really just shake shit up and be like, okay, now we're going on to the next thing. And I think there was a lot of freedom in framing these types of experiences through a more purposeful lens of, there is everything holy inside of the choices that we make, because what's the other alternative? To make it all wrong?
Yeah.
Like, and how does that leave you feeling? It certainly doesn't leave me feeling good if I'm judging myself or making myself wrong, versus coming at it from a place of approval and acceptance of like, what if this was just as holy as, the 20-minute meditation practice I just did, or the cold plunging I just did, or the journal practice? Like, what if it was just as holy? And I think, at least for me, like seeing everything through that lens of like, what if this is just as holy? It also does kind of balance the scales a little bit, because if everything is holy, there's a reverence that I have brought to my life, and that does inform the things that I do, the things that I say, the experiences that I have. Because if my life itself is holy, then I want to act in a way that is reverent to that holiness. And I can't forget that I'm human. Like, we aren't like, yes, we're spiritual beings, but like, we're in the human experience. And so many humans are just trying to transcend their humanity. And then they wonder why they're fucking miserable. It's like, well, you came here to learn how to human. Like, when you die, like, I guess depending on what you believe, but like, I believe like when we die, like we return to that original spirit form. And for the time being on Earth, I'm here to experience this vehicle that is my body, that is my human, and my human has a full range. Like, it's not just love and light. Otherwise, things would just be love and light. And the human experience includes contrast. It includes, how can we balance all of these parts instead of trying to eradicate them or pretend they don't exist? What if we could welcome them to the table and we could just have a big fucking feast together? And, like, it's not like we're going to go out and get fucking shit-faced every weekend. But, once a quarter, maybe. Once, twice, 3 times a year, it might happen. It might happen.
And if you're listening, you may be joining us on one
You
of these
may be
experiences.
joining us on an experience in the future. And
Oh.
it's so fun to kind of let life kind of unfold itself and let the adventure kind of take you, while still being intentional with how you live your life and what you give yourself to. But you don't have to be in this pocket of everything needs to be pure and I need to be meditating and I can't have any alcohol or I can't have any drugs. I mean, obviously, if you're dealing with addictions, that's a different conversation. But if you're not dealing in those realms, like, there is space to weave in some of your humanity here and create a really balanced experience for yourself, where you get to play, and in the times that you play, you're not making yourself wrong about playing, because that takes away all the joy anyway. If you're judging it the whole time, or you're judging other people, I am such a judger, by the way, as well. Like, I'm such a judgy bitch. So fucking judgy. But I own it. I take ownership of it. I don't let it run amok. But like, I do catch myself judging people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then I'm like, oh yeah, that's a reflection of how like tightly gripped I can be with myself sometimes. And it always comes up when I haven't been letting this other part, this more wild part of me, have some space. Because she's like, bitch, let me out of the fucking cage. And if you're not, I'm just going to just be a judgy cunt to every single person that I see who's doing the thing that you actually want to be doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so that creates its own turmoil inside, versus if I use that as a signal that, hey, okay, I'm judging. This is not the move. So what needs to actually be nourished? What part of me am I currently disowning or rejecting that needs to be fed? And how can I do that in a way that's really in service to the person that I am and the person that I'm becoming and the life that I'm building, where I don't have to like cut out these parts, but I can allow them to belong. You know, and it might look like going out, you know, once every couple months and like really ripping it. It might look like letting yourself have a glass of wine while you make a really nice dinner. It might mean throwing on some dirty fucking music and throwing ass in your living room and just letting yourself twerk. Like, who knows what it is, but like if you let yourself have those pieces and you satiate those needs, they aren't going to come and take over and pull you into the dark side. That only happens when we reject it for too long, when we pretend these parts don't exist, and then they come up with a fucking vengeance.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Lurking in the shadow like the fucking predator.
Another good predator moment.
I'm coming to get you.
It's hunting time.
Oh man, you were just preaching. You just laced so many things together. There's times that you speak where I'm just like, that was so immaculate. I can't even handle it.
Thank you.
It was so immaculate. I can like feel you channel. It's like so cool. I'm just like see it. I love that. And I just want to add something to that, is that I find, I know for me, when I rejected the parts, like you just said, they came online in such a big way. So for me, I'd never really done well. I mean, it's my inner child, but like I've never done well when somebody's like, you can't have that and you can't do that. And like, I mean, oh Jesus.
Watch me, bitch.
And watch me. And this is also what I did with myself for food. Like I struggled with, you know, eating food was my escape. So if I was going to mood alter, if I was going to try to, I understand that mood altering is actually just your system trying to self-regulate.
Sure.
But when I was in that state trying to do that, food was my MO. And I just found like, oh man, like that was such a journey. So I think when I would tell myself like, you can't have the ice cream. You can't, like when I went very black and white, when I was like, okay, I'm either eating completely clean. It's either egg whites, grapefruit, and I'm working out 7 days a week, or it's fucking off the rails and it's ice cream and Lucky Charms and fucking
ding dong
and Joe Louis or Ho Louis or the fuck they're called. Like it was one or the other. And so I think having the spaciousness in my system to just know that that's not a lifestyle that is in service to me or my clients or in alignment with me. Like I know even like in the last like week, I've been like, I'm usually a very clean eater in general. And like, I love eating that way. It actually is like what I want, but it's always had to come from choice. And so when I forced myself to eat clean because it was tied to my worth or it was tied, you know, that there was never a consistent, stable result. Like it was like I would lose a bunch of weight and I would gain it right back. Like, do you mean like the intention or where the rooting of that was coming from a very unhealthy place? And so where I found balance and where I found a ton of just beauty in life is it's like allowing myself to have those little, knowing that if I want to go out with the girls and have an ice cream, I'm going to go crush that. I'm going to love the shit out of it. And I'm just going to be like savoring it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then again, if I did that every night, I probably would feel like shit. So I know that doesn't work for my body. And sometimes we do have to go off the rails a little bit in order to remember. Like even the odd time I'll go and get drunk, it doesn't happen very often. But if I don't let her out of the cage to go dance once in a while and have some tequila, she gets bitchy. And then anyone out there who's having fun and like, you can't have fun and you need to stop that immediately because I've locked off that part of myself, like you were just
100%.
talking about, right? So that's a great identifier. If you're noticing that you're getting all judgy and bent out of shape about things, it's a good place to look of like, what parts of you have you, like, what does that person represent? And have you shut that part off yourself? And so I think having this balance where, because I, again, like if somebody said, Christine, you can never go out and drink again. Christine, you can never go out and eat an ice cream again. Christine, you can never go out and have cake and all these things. I mean, I would throw a fucking tantrum. I wouldn't want to live. I mean, that's so boring. If you're so caged all the time, like it's another way we unconsciously cage ourselves is by 100%. Having these senses of control. And so I think just checking in with your life, if you're listening to this and being like, where am I being really rigid, or where am I like, what's, you know, looking at the roots of some of these things, because I think, you know, you and I are really on this authenticity and self-expression, you know, like this train right now, and authentic you know, likely is so multifaceted and has so many different ranges of personality. And so I think not cutting anyone off. It's like, imagine parts of you, you're like, oh, you're a good one. You can come sit at the dinner table. You're bad. And the reason you're bad, I don't actually really know why. Society has told me, and my parents have told me, and other people have told me that you're bad. So because of that, bye-bye. And then you're like off to the dungeon in the basement.
Yeah.
I mean, how pissed is that fucking inner child going to be?
So pissed.
So pissed. And then it's going to come out fucking sideways and you least expect it.
Yep. When all the good things start happening in your life.
Oh yeah.
It's going to sabotage the fuck out of everything.
Yeah. It's like,
every time.
Oh, I'll be back, motherfucker. And you're like, oh shit. And I've had it happen. Right?
Yeah. Well, and like you see this a lot of times in relationships too, where people are kind of putting on these masks and like they keep people at a distance to a degree because they're like, well, if you actually knew what was happening behind the mask or behind the scenes, you wouldn't love me. You wouldn't choose me if you really knew who I was. And what that is there are just all these parts of you that have been exiled, that you're not in approval of. And so you're so afraid of somebody else seeing what you've kept locked away that you won't let anyone in fucking close. And then that problem compounds as well, because then you have this extreme loneliness that you have to deal with. And the loneliness, yes, it has to do with the relationships in your life, but it also has to do with these parts of you that you aren't welcoming home. Yeah. And there's so many parts of you that are split and fractured. Of course you feel fucking lonely. Yeah. But when you start calling those back in and you're like, yep, there's that judgy part of me, or like there's that part of me that's totally off the rails, or the part that wants to eat ice cream and ding dongs, or the part that just wants to crush green juice. Like, you know, what if all of them got to belong? Yeah. And what if all of them were just as sacred and holy? And we take what's in the dungeon and we start bringing it up to the long table dinner. You know, we give those parts a shower, we clean them off, we allow them to come and kick it with us. Yes. Life is so much more rich when we do that. And also we don't have to perform for belonging anymore. So when you have all these parts that are locked away, you are going to design an avatar, a version of yourself that you have deemed socially acceptable, which is based on the conditioning of your upbringing, your society, the world. But it's not you. And so you go through life performing, and you go through your relationships performing, and then you wonder why you don't feel deep intimacy or deep connection inside of those relationships or inside of the work that you do or whatever you're up to in your life. All of it comes back to how much of you is really belonging at the table. And the more of you that gets to belong, the more magical life becomes. The portal of possibility really starts to open there. And yet it's one of the most confronting things to do is to like go into the basement and bring the fucking overhead light and say, hey, what have I got going on in here? What have I exiled? And why have I exiled it? Is it even true for me to exile this? Or am I just exiling this part because society told me so, or my religion told me so, or my parents told me so, or Susie on the playground in 4th grade told me so. Like, why? Why have we exiled that? And the second you start bringing more curiosity online is the beginning of this whole process, where you're starting to cultivate an environment of true belonging in your own system. And I mean, we're talking about bringing sexy back on our next webinar. And I feel like this is such a huge part of that too, because when we have like desires in the bedroom that we have deemed wrong or bad, we lock those away, and they either come out in like these very shadowy ways where like we talked about in I think our last episode of like we're doing things in the shadows, and it's not healthy, it's not reverent, versus when we get to own what we truly desire and what really turns us on, then we can play with that out in the open. And the more of your sexual desires that you cut off or you deem wrong, bad, shameful, the more dull your experience of life becomes, because you're having to shut down a really, really, really big part of you in order to just exist in the world. And that's going to shape every single area of life in a really big way.
This is like why I'm just so obsessed with the club. Like I
Mm-hmm.
honestly am. I'm
Same.
just the work that we're doing right now. If any of you are listening and you're in the club, you'll know what we're talking about. And then if anyone's interested, we'll put everything in the show notes. But this is what we're doing. I mean, this is the main goal, is to bring permission back into all parts of you and to see again who you really are.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we even have desires and they're not even ours either, right? It's like it's actually coming into contact with what's real, because sometimes the pendulum swings. If you've had a lot of suppression in your life, you might swing to like, I want to go fucking buck wild. And it's like, maybe that's part of you, but it's a part of you, right? Like that's a part of, like you just said, like there's a part of me who loves going to bed at 8 p.m. There's a part of me who loves having like super clean food and green juice. And there's a part of me who loves to crush spicy margaritas and get shots at the bar and like dance to house music until my fucking feet feel like they're going to bleed. I'm obsessed with all of it.
Yeah.
And I think the thing is that I didn't realize before how much how fragmented I was in life.
Yeah.
Right. And like people would be like, oh, I didn't know this side of you. Like when I started running retreats and people were like, and I was like super spiritual in the retreats, and people were like, wait, what? I know you as like a fitness studio owner. Yeah. Who is this? And so it was a shock to me, right? Because I'm like, oh. And as I think you start bringing more and more of these parts online, which is what we're literally dedicated and committed to in the club, is to bring more of you back online in a safe way where your nervous system can co-regulate, and you can also see other people. And Kelsey and I share a ton of our behind the scenes stories with you in the club. Like we go full transparency, right? Like we're giving you the full meal deal, because we also want to, like, I learn a lot through stories, and I learn a lot through hearing other people's experiences. And so you get to see other people unlocking and clicking their own, authenticity back online, and you see the person's vibration raise, you see their life force energy come back online, you see the sparkle in their eyes come back online, and you're co-regulating in an environment where other people are doing the same thing. And that shows your nervous system, because whenever we talk about authenticity, it was very unsafe. So it puts us into a state of dysregulation, a lot of people, to go back to being authentic or to expressing their true self, because they're in survival patterns and adaptive patterns because it wasn't safe in your environment. So you think your fucking nervous system is going to be like, yeah, this is a great idea. Let's just fully express. Let's just make a fuck ton of money and just
be
do
so
whatever
visible.
Let's be so visible in our business. Let's crush it. Let's go and that's the thing, right? So I think that when you're seeing good examples of other people doing that, it's this instant permission unlock, and it's just like, oh, and then more of us comes back online, and oof, more of us comes back online. And I mean, that's where real manifestation happens in a really fun way, where it's not arduous and tiring. And personal development, we talked about this on a podcast episode before or in one of the club calls, but it was like, I think a lot of people are in personal development burnout because a lot of people are viewing personal development as becoming something other than yourself or fixing yourself.
Right.
And we're like, no, you're not trying to get anywhere from where you are. Come back home. Let's start learning how to accept. Let's start to learn how to fall back in love with ourselves and accept ourselves. And in that permission, the layers just start dissolving off. And then the more the layers dissolve off and the conditioning dissolves off, we come more into contact with who we are and what we like. And then in the club, we get to play with that. And we get to say, you know, like there's that woman who said, like, won't name her, but she was like in our club call, she was just like, I'm going to go and get fucked. Like, I'm going to go and have sex. And I haven't had sex in so long.
Yeah.
And like you and I, everyone on the calls cheering. And that you could see this, oh my God, I'm sharing like a shadow. I'm sharing a very vulnerable piece of me right now.
Yeah.
And not only are people not judging me, they're sitting there in full acceptance and approval. And you and I are like, of course, like immaculate. Like we
love this for you.
And we love this for you. And our non even just like batting an eye of this, you could see this like this coming over her. And you and I have seen it in the club so many times where we're on these live calls with them. And these women are just, it's like unlock, because even that woman who came on the other day and she said, I'm feeling really fucking bitchy. And you and I, like, we were like immaculate. Like, again, amazing.
Great.
Yes, you are. Like, that's fuck yeah. And you could see most people would get that with like a disapproval. Like, you're a bit low vibe. We should try and change
that. Yeah.
Yes, let's try to change that because you're a bit low vibe. And so if you
don't bring the group down, okay?
Don't bring the group vibe down. And again, everything we're saying is nuanced. So if you're like, but I was in this, I love you. We hear you. And we're not, like, again, everything we're saying has a gazillion nuances. So like, let's just call it what it is. But I think that the sure. That alone, the whole system softened.
100%.
Because, right, like you could watch it in the mannerisms and in the facial expressions because you're not being met with the parent or the person or whoever it is
resistance.
Bad, you shouldn't be feeling this way, and let's get you feeling a different state, right? Like I have a lot of clients that work with one-to-one, and I'm sure you've experienced this as well with your one-to-ones, but like they're like, I've been meditating and I've been doing all the things and I've been trying to stay high vibe, and I'm like, okay, so if we just put that to the side, I love you, that's amazing, you're doing all those things, but what is real and true right now?
Yeah.
Do you actually feel gratitude? Or do you feel like you want to smash somebody's fucking head in? Not that you're going to. I'm not going to encourage you to do that, obviously. But having the spaciousness to actually just say, you can see, like, I remember the first time I got a chance, what's really there. And then as soon as you give the permission for it to be there, the thing fucking just dissolves and you don't even care about it anymore. It like literally leaves the system. I remember the first time I do this activity. You know what? I should put this. Oh, this is inside of the club tier 2 in my transformation container. And it's called the Fuck Forgiveness Letter. And because in the spiritual world, this is an activity that I get you to do. Yep. In the spiritual world, there's a lot of, I think we talked about this before, but it's like the forgiveness and ho'oponopono and the fuck however you say it. But it's like there's all these, ideas that like you have to forgive. And I remember when I was moving through something it was betrayal and there was all sorts of like really heavy shit. And the whole spiritual community was like, just forgive. And of course, all these things and, your freedom lives in forgiveness. And I remember I kept trying to do it and I couldn't. It made not only did I not want to forgive, it made me more angry. Like I literally wanted to punch everybody in the face. And then I would shame myself. Why am I so like this? Why can't I?
Why am I so unspiritual?
Why am I so unspiritual? Why am I? And then after doing the work I've done and understanding the nervous system and the parts work and inner child work and everything, I understand it so deeply now, and it makes so much like the part of me who experienced that is like, thank fucking God. And this is why you and I teach unconventional personal development, unconventional manifestation, all these different unconventional relationships to a degree. I mean, some of it's very conventional, some of it's not, but it's like it's because there's different ways to approach it and different ways to look at it. But for me, it wasn't working. The traditional methods were not working. And so that's when I said, you know what? Fuck forgiveness. Fuck it. Fuck forgiveness. Fuck that person. I hope you die. I fucking hate you. You're a piece of shit. And I allowed myself to go fucking rogue. And I just took out a piece of paper and I was like, how do I feel? ? I fucking hate you. I don't want to forgive you. You're and you. The reasons why I'm not going to forgive you because this, and I realized as soon as I did that, there was this whole sense of peace that like washed over me. And I felt like spirit moved through me, an opening, and I was like, wait, what? And I was like, oh my God, I had to be in contact with the very tender, very hurt part of me who did not want to forgive, who felt betrayed and fucking rage. And I realized that every time I tried to get her to forgive without acknowledging her and acknowledging the pain I'd been through and acknowledge the fuckery and the contrast of the human experience, it wasn't until I actually forgave her that I actually could legit forgive. Like I kept trying to bounce over the pain over and over and over again.
Override.
And every time I did that, it's like, no. Like you have to, because she couldn't reconcile. And so if that part of me is being left behind, everything gets left behind.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like having an angry teenager with the arms crossed being like, oh, so I'm sorry. I get to be traumatized and I get to have somebody betray me and I get to have all these things. And then I have to be nice. I have to play nice. And not only do I have to play nice, I actually have to like serve the person fucking tea and biscuits. Oh, hell no.
Fuck no.
Fuck that shit. Right? And so I think, again, like I led that through containers and it was like life-changing for people because they're like, oh my God, I just needed to accept the part of me. The release, and then I could forgive, and then I could move on with my fucking life. So that activity is in the club as well. But I think this is, you know, it's not that Kelsey and I don't believe in these spiritual principles or any of this. Like I'm enrolled. I mean, I'm fucking woo as woo can get. Like, but it's just that, and you are too. Let's be real.
Same.
But it's like, I mean, I have psychic in my bio, but it's just that I think when you weave spiritual principles and you weave the human experience, like that's where magic happens because you're not negating one of them. You're anchoring and grounding down spiritual principles into your lived experience because you have to work with your nervous system and you have to work with the spiritual side. So it's like unlocking. Yeah. Yes, exactly. So I think that this whole concept and idea that everything is holy, well, everything is holy because at the end of the day, it's all, if you actually look under a microscope, like everything's vibrating particles. So if the creator, source, spirit, whatever the fuck you want to call it, I'm sorry, but it created tequila. Tequila's holy, my friend. The same
it created butt plugs.
Yes, like so a butt plug. I mean, tequila and butt plugging is a very spiritual experience in my eyes.
Is that the name of our podcast today? Tequila and butt plugs. Welcome to the spiritual experience.
Everything is holy.
Everything is
including,
holy.
I mean, for reals though. Like I think that's the thing. And again, people are gonna be like, but I get it. Like I've been in really fucking painful experiences, and if I were to listen to the conversation that you and I are having right now, I would have literally probably wanted to punch me in the face listening to me talk. I would have been like, if you understood my experience though, you don't know, and you don't know what I've been through. I fucking get it. I so fucking get it. Right? So I think that's even a part of you who would need to be acknowledged right now. Like, you know, like, and I think we could do it. Let her, you know, let them speak as loud as they want. And I think, you know, you and I will probably, I'm sure, do some like stuff on triggers and shadow and all that kind of stuff. But it's just that, like, I think, but I love this whole, like, what if everything you're experiencing is holy, and what if we could just learn to start accepting what is? Because again, so much of our pain and suffering is caused by the resistance of what is in that moment. And it's just like, well, what if that was okay for me to want to kick and scream right now? Again, I'm not suggesting you hurt people, but there's so much freedom. And I think, like you said, in relationships, I think we could do a whole nother podcast episode on that, because I think that's brilliant 100%. What you spoke about. But I think the reason so many of us are unfulfilled in relationships, or we project onto the other person and our partners and things like that, is because, you know, we enter these agreements and we are an energetic match based on our survival strategies and conditioning. And so as we start to unravel those, we become more of ourselves. And sometimes that person isn't enrolled and isn't, it's like, I didn't sign up for that. I signed up for the version of you who, you know, did everything for me or didn't complain when I did this thing. And then when we start to bring these, you know, parts of ourselves online, I think this is also why sometimes people are afraid to do this work, is because it's like, what would that mean for my career, my relationship? And sometimes that whole
my life.
Everything has to start, you know, potentially blowing up to create space for that. And I'm not suggesting you come into our world and it's going to blow up, but I would say that what you and I are in service to is, like, at the end of the day, like, what we're here to do in Club Unhinged is to help you uncover your authentic self and to design your, like, richest, juiciest
life,
like, fucking life and relationships. It's like, we're not going to co-sign mediocrity.
Your smallness.
No, we can't. And so, because you and I are doing it every day where we're challenging ourselves to always, to amp it up and to be, more of ourselves and to do that. And so I think at the end of the day, if you are like resonating with this and you want to design a really rich life and something that is in service to you, because we don't want to get to, 95 and be like, well, I'm like, fuck, like, why did I
stay in that relationship for 20 years when I knew year one that I wanted out?
Yes.
Why did I stay in that career that like sucked my soul and didn't allow me to do the things that were true for me to do? There's so many spots where, and I always give this disclaimer for people who come into my world, like, don't come into my world unless you want everything that isn't true to fall away, because that's what's going to happen. Everything that you have built that is untrue is going to fall away being in my energy field. And everything that is true will get to stay. And it will get amplified and built on. And like, that's a scary thing for people, because I think on some level, everyone knows how much of a false life they have created or a false self in their relationships. And that can be confronting. But ultimately, like, if you're here, if you're listening, if you've made it this far, you're definitely on that train with us. And we would love for you to come and join us in the club. If you are still on the fence and you're like, I think I need a little bit more like lubing up before I go all the way in, come to the webinar. Yeah, we'll massage it. We'll do a little foreplay. And we've got a webinar coming up on May 11th called Bringing Sexy Back. And if you'd like a little more insight into that, our last episode, we kind of really gave a nice flavor package there. And you can just go sign yourself up. It's free to join. There's a 24-hour replay. After that, the replay is only available in the club. And if you're so enrolled and you're like, fuck, these two, I need more of them in my life. Well, guess what? You can have that. We can make that dream come true. And all you need to do is head to the show notes, sign yourself up. Tier 1 is happy hour hottie, nice, like little bite-sized pieces. Tier 2 is where we really get going. And we're going to be introducing Tier 3 on the webinar this weekend. So this is exciting stuff. So we'll have something for everyone. Come play. And, Christine, any like closing words for today?
I mean, I just want to keep saying join the club again.
I know.
Every time you're like, any closing words? I mean, no, I mean, it's such a good time to get in. We're still on our founders members rates right now, which is amazing. It's like you lock that in, and I mean, the rates, the happy hour hottie is $47 right now a month. Mm-hmm. Like, it's insane. Wild. Mm-hmm. And the tier 2 is $97. It's going to be $197. So it's like, it's such a great time to get in. And the feedback we're getting, like the playfulness. And if you're kind of unsure what the club is essentially, I mean, Kelsey and I are obviously specialized in personal development, relational mastery. I mean, we're both psychic. I love riffing on business and purpose. Like, that's something that I'm really, really passionate about as well. So we bring together these two worlds, and it's an online space where and we will have in-person events obviously, but it's an online space where you basically get to come alive. You get to have permission slips brought on board. You get to just like see other people thriving and starting to design their rich, juicy life, whatever that means for you. And it's honestly, from a nervous system perspective, I'd love to go in and riff on this sometime, maybe on one of our episodes, but from a neuroscience and a nervous system perspective, what we're designing is so powerful to have deconfirming experiences and like to start to titrate all these, the things you want in your life in a safe way. And so like, there's so much expansion happening, and it's so cool to see this unraveling and, I hope you brought getting created. Yeah, exactly. And so, but if you enjoyed this episode, please share it. If you're like, what, these women are out of control. I mean, we love it. Give us feedback. We want to also tag us on Instagram. If you love the episode, we love to repost stuff. So if there's a takeaway, let us know on Instagram. Come, follow us, come connect with us. And if you don't know what's right for you, then give us a holler. I love a good voice memo on Instagram. I'm all about it.
Christine loves those.
I'm all about it. I'm just like, I get so fired up. So come connect with us and see what is right for you. And and that's it. That's all I got.
We're going to wrap it up there. And if you like this episode, please like, subscribe, give us a 5-star rating on Spotify or Apple. That is very, very helpful because it boosts the podcast. So more people who need this conversation, who need this medicine, can find it. And if you'd like to pass this episode along to someone who you think it would be really valuable for, we would love for you to do that as well. And we'll be back next week with more unhinged mania. Who knows what will happen?
I feel like I need to say a meow because I don't think we've meowed today. Meow.
We didn't. Oh, that's so weird for us.
I knew something was off.
Something was off. Gosh. Okay, love you, friends. We'll see you next time. We love you. Bye.
Bye.
All in all, we want to say thank you for being here. We love and appreciate you so much. And if you liked today, give us a 5-star rating. And we'll see you next week.
Share it. If you know somebody who needs this in their life, share this shit. Abundance goes round and round. We love you.
We love you. Bye.